I just started learning English for my honeymoon, so please excuse any mistakes plus fake names. Background: back in May my sister 26 found out her 27 husband, who she's been with for 7 years, married 4 and has a child, 1 female, together, was having an affair with my best friend Kate 32 for the last 2 years. It was a shock. There were tears and tantrums for weeks when Kate and Tim told my sister about their relationship and he was filing for a divorce. My sister became very angry and bitter towards them both, which I can understand. But here's the issue: me and Kate have been best friends since we were 5. Obviously I told Kate off about the affair and stopped taking to her, but in July we made up and I saw how happy they were, so I invited them to the wedding. Me and my ex-brother-in-law were close. I thought they'd put the differences aside for me for a single day, because even though my sister won't admit it, she has to be civil to them in the long run for her daughter's sake. Well, Friday when Kate and my sister showed up for a fitting, all hell broke loose. My sister called Kate a nitty promiscuous woman and asked me what kind of game I was playing. Kate was crying/apologizing, but sis just told to duck off, then left. Since then my sister told me she and her daughter aren't going to my wedding. Most of my family have joined her, calling me a bridezilla and an AH. Even my in-laws are mad. So give it to me straight, Ida, for just wanting a perfect day where everyone puts their differences aside for me. I was asked to add this info. Yes, Kate knew my sister was gonna be there. She wanted to talk to her and maybe try to mend things. No, my ex-Bill didn't know he chewed both of us out because my sis is 8 months pregnant and has already been making it difficult to see his daughter. Me and Kate are closer than me and my sister. My sister and I have an okay relationship, but the age gap does get in the way and my sister is closer to our younger brother. Also, my sister is telling people to choose either go to my wedding or she'll never speak to them again. Okay, so there's a lot of context I have to lay down for you all to get the full picture. My mom and dad had a crap marriage. My mom isn't a very good person, though my dad isn't a saint either. I've always liked my dad more. My dad cheated on my mom once before as well, when I was little. My dad told me when I was 17 that he planned on divorcing my mom when I was 18. They've gotten a divorce once before, but they remarried before they had me. My dad kind of sort of lost his job in 2012. He didn't get fired, but he retired earlier to pursue a better job position, but it failed. In 2013, he ended up moving to Arkansas, away from us, so he could support us. It was almost the same as what he did before, but a higher rank. I was going away to college, oh yeah, and I'm 18 at this point, and he hasn't divorced my mom like he said, and he was helping pay for that. Well, as it turns out, last year we figure out that my dad had a mistress. Like long term. 3 years when we found out. Divorce is finally initiated. I'm 22 at the time, and all hell breaks loose. Divorce is nasty. Mom is devastated, though I'm not sure how she didn't see this coming, and yeah. Well, a month before the divorce is finalized, my dad drops that he's having another kid with this lady, and that she's 8 months pregnant. Wow, okay. Divorce finalized. Both parents got ducked. In my opinion, it's all nasty. Come to now. It's been about a year. I've met the woman a few times. I think she's pleasant enough, but I still distrust her for a plethora of reasons. I don't want to have her at my wedding. My dad is still invited, but not her. I know she makes my dad way happier than my mom ever did, but still, not doing that to my mom. The mistress would antagonize my mom on Facebook, say nasty crap to her about how she failed as a wife and crap. So yeah, I don't want her there. I'm conflicted though. My dad is telling me that it's normal for divorced couples and their new spouses to attend their children's wedding. I said yeah, but are they divorced because they cheated for 3 years or because they just were incompatible? I don't know. There's a lot of context I have to leave out for the character limit, but I hope you get the gist. Ida? Edit. Forgot to mention that I told my dad that I don't want her there and we got into an argument yesterday about it. He doesn't seem to get my reasoning. Edit 2. I want to clarify what was going on with the Facebook stuff. Basically, the mistress was jealous that my parents were still married. She also still currently overheard a conversation between my dad and her, thinks it's unfair that my mom is entitled to any of my dad's money, not that he's loaded or anything. Before the divorce was finalized, the mistress would publicly post things bashing my mom, talking about how she won my dad, talking about how she's better than my mom, talking about how my mom is greedy. This only happened once or twice, it's not an ongoing thing. So my fiancé and I were working on the list of people that we are inviting to our wedding next year, and he wants to invite one of his ex-girlfriends, who he is still friends with. I am not down with that. I said I don't want us to get married in front of the girl who was his GF before me and with whom he had his longest relationship. They were together for 6 years, we have been together for 1. I have met the girl a couple of times, we are civil and I know she is engaged, so this is not about jealousy. The idea just feels really weird and uncomfortable to me. He said that she is part of his friend group and he cannot invite all of their friends and leave her out. He said that she is a part of his life as his friend before and after she was his girlfriend. He lived with her in college and she paid for everything because he was broke from supporting his siblings. He said she does not need to be seated anywhere near the altar where I can see her, but he wants her to be there. Am I the AH? Edit, I just want to clarify that she did not pay his tuition fees. She paid for their apartment, bills and food. And that is a lot, and I'm glad she was there for him when he needed help. So it's been over a month since I first posted, and I thought that I'd post a last update for you guys as part of closing this chapter of my life. Short story, my fiancé and I have broken up. During pre-marriage counseling he realized that he still loves his ex. She also broke off her own engagement for him. They are now back together. I took to heart 3 things from the replies in my original thread. Those who said I was YT told me not to look at my fiancé's ex as his ex but as his friend. Those who said I was NTA advice that I should talk to my fiancé about my insecurities. Some suggested pre-marriage counseling. So I swallowed my pride and told my then fiancé that his ex is welcome in our wedding because she is his friend. I also told him of my insecurities and asked if we could go to pre-marriage counseling. He was supportive and agreed. After our second meeting with our counselor, my ex-fiancé talked to me. He said that counseling has made him realize that he is still in love with his ex. I was in total shock because he has always been the perfect boyfriend. I never felt like I was competing with anyone for him. He said he never meant to hurt me and that he did love me, but he could not marry me knowing that part of him will always belong to someone else. It's been a few weeks since we broke up and surprisingly I have been holding up well. It hurts because I miss him, but I just tell myself that he's not the right one for me. I'm 23. I have my whole life ahead of me and it's an exciting new adventure to try to find the right person. My ex-fiancé and I are civil. He is a good guy and I appreciate our time together, though it's terrible that it has ended. From what I know he told his ex that he still loves her and I guess she felt the same way because she also broke off her engagement to give their relationship another try. Good luck to them. So there, I just want to thank everyone who commented, whether it's YTANTA or NAH. I had great advice from people, especially those who said we should try pre-marriage counseling. It changed my life. Hopefully for the better. For reference, everyone involved is in their early 20s. My boyfriend and I have been dating a bit over a year now, and we've known each other since high school but lost touch for about 5 years. In that time he had a long-distance relationship with a girl in Pennsylvania. We live in Ontario. It took him over 2 years to get over her, and their relationship was tumultuous at best. She's a lot more girly than I am, is very into makeup and fashion, and she's also a dancer. I'm introverted, don't wear makeup, and a lot more low-key. So needless to say I'm a little insecure about her. Her wedding is this November, and he was invited. He claims she's fine with me going, but I'm not sure about that. There are a few reasons I'd rather him not go. 1. I wouldn't be able to go, as I don't have a passport and I wouldn't be able to get one in time. Plus I will be attending school at that time. 2. 2 days after the wedding, he has to attend a month-long training course in another city. He's in the army, and this wedding would cut into the last few days I'd get with him. 3. We just got a new puppy, technically his puppy, who I'll be watching alone while he's gone, and I'd rather not extend the time for that reason. 4. She's been a point of contention for us from the beginning. She frequently makes, in my opinion, flirty comments on his Facebook page. And although they claim to be good friends, she hasn't inquired or asked about me once. The whole thing makes me uncomfortable, and my boyfriend agreed he wouldn't go, but doesn't think my reasoning is fair and feels like he's going to regret it later. Ida for asking it all. Edit. Just going to add some things I've neglected to mention. She was intermittently on and off with both my BF and the guy she's marrying during their relationship. From how my BF tells it, she seemed to mostly pick him because he was local. She then proceeded to string my BF along for years after the fact. Their relationship was also physically and emotionally offensive. Another thing about my BF is that he's the type to usually think the best of everyone, and do way more for others than they would do for him. It bothers me to think he's being taken advantage of by their relationship.